Eagles' disc drop promo is uglier for more reasons than just that onesie. The PDGA is the one to blame for the changes to the greatest hole on tour. AB re-enters the Player of the Year chat, a historic finish in the FPO, too few are talking about the upset in Finland, and even more in This Week in Disc Golf. What's going on, all you disgenerates? It's Swiss Cheese, the one with all the holes in his game, and I'm with the disc golf world, the YouTube channel all your favorite pros never miss. You are watching This Week in Disc Golf, where I cover all things disc golf from the past week. Quick thank you to every one of you who have taken the time to watch, those of you who have subscribed, and of course, every member who contributes to the channel over on the Patreon. Sometimes there's moments in this game that are larger than all the weekend's action combined. That moment happened this week with the latest Wind Dragon promo released by Eagle McMahon, which features 5 minutes. Yes, this video is longer than the amount of time I'll spend ripping on it, that features AI-generated singing over a trance beat that sends me to my backpacking days in Europe in 2002. But the video gets better from there, as he Rafiki holds a stuffed dragon that he lip-syncs to while wearing a onesie that looks like knockoff Pokemon merch. I sincerely wish I was making this up, but this video is so bad, feels like he purposely created it just to disappoint his father. You don't believe me? How else do you explain that dragon tail twerking? Don't get me wrong, Eagle has always been a little different, but this video takes the cake. Has most wondering exactly what the hell did they just witness. Others criticizing it for the cringe factor, some complaining of the earworms it delivers, others simply choosing to turn off the internet altogether, and for me, wondering if he needs to lay off the raw milk for a little. Has to have been one of the more viral moments on the season, and that's after a Silas diss track. So to say the least, it's accomplished its goal of us talking about it. And in classic fashion, has just as much support, defenders of the video, actual claims of it being great, and general fandom as much as the hatred. Certainly will help pre-order sales of a disc that's too much for most throwers to bag, but still deserves a much needed tip of the cap to Eagle for being different and having fun with it. And let's not also forget MVP, who remained completely hands off on this production also. Unfortunately for disc golf, and arguably one of the best holes on tour, the PDGA couldn't keep their hands off of Hole 16's bunker rules over on the Beast. As UC Maresma in his interview on the Upshot blows the lid off the reasoning behind the drastic change to the hole, which was wildly panned by most, even before hearing the reasoning of the change. Though most presumed there was pressure from the PDGA from the start, with next year's Worlds at this location a year away. Per UC, the PDGA has made the request for the past 4 years now, citing that the hole is the only exception with the bunker rules in the game. With the hole not adhering to the PDGA guidelines and requests from TDs citing the exceptions made for the European Open, I guess was enough for the PDGA to make the request to change the hole, completely reshaping a hole that is the start to the best finishing holes on any tournament on tour, and has been played with those bunker rules for over a decade now. With the addition of a drop zone removes the teeth and the nerves of the hole altogether, which couldn't be more tone deaf, as this course is forced to make a change with future construction plans, and even the tournament is still in danger of even existing in the near future, and you're just going to cut one of its biggest features out from under itself. Less than a year removed from when this hole became one of the most talked about holes in disc golf history, after that AB final round blow up just last year. If that same exact situation were to happen this year, it would simply move to the drop zone instead of having to rethrow. Completely restructures the mindset of the pro playing it, removes any possibility of a layup altogether, and completely takes out the drama and concerns of the pros to hit the island. This is just dumb. And even if you're going to try to sell me on this being a trial for next year and could come back after player feedback, it's still an absolute terrible decision by the PDGA. Like, what in the actual fuck are we talking about here? And to try to use complaints of other TDs as your unwillingness to tell them no is just cowardly. Why exactly the need for this unification? And has its members continually asking why the need for the PDGA at all? It's not like they couldn't grandfather the bunker rules in either. Or I don't know, just tell people no. Credit UC for working with the PDGA here and ignoring those calls as long as he has, as most would have caved long before. That, and we learned that he had to cave to get the Worlds in 2025, admitting he lowered his media rights request to be awarded the 25 Worlds, further giving credence why fewer and fewer courses might be making less World or major bids. as the PDGA and the bidding process are becoming more and more restrictive. In some actual disc golf action over at the Des Moines Challenge, AB was able to chase down Thunder Buddy Adam Hammes with a 7-birdie stretch to start the final day. Despite Hammes currently playing his best disc golf, even shooting the hot round of the weekend on day 2, a surging Gannon Buhr from Chase Card stacking birdies going 8 straight at one point, who was playing on his home track also, and Matty O not going anywhere either. AB was still able to cruise to his 4th Elite Series win on the season, catapulting himself atop the Player of the Year talk yet again, as he and Gannon, who was also able to take a podium, look to battle this out for the remainder of the year. AB with more wins, yet Buhr having more dgpt points and a better average finish. Where we stand now, it's AB's award. But with the second half of the season remaining, which has 2 majors, a world championship, 2 Elite Plus events, and 2 more playoff events still yet to play, we will need to see more consistency from AB over those events if he wants to keep it. That, or keep stacking victories like he has on an already impressive season, putting the race out to reach altogether. And if his putt remains this clean, it's a possibility. Some other notable finishes saw Matty O climb to the 2nd place by remaining clean over the entire weekend. Jake Moine, Jaden Rye, and Jake Hubenheimer all climbed up the leaderboard on the final day. Moine and Rye seeing their best finishes at an Elite Series event with the 5th place finish for Moine, and Jaden with a 7th place finish on the weekend, while Hubenheimer had his best finish since 2022 with a 6th place of his own.
Beth at 69.
I just told myself, you just got to will this one in there. Whatever you have, just will it in there.
This man is unbelievable. This is what athletes live for. This is the moment.
The FPO saw its first Chase Card winner at an Elite Series event as 18-year-old Emily Weatherman won her first Elite Series event in her short career, scoring 8 under over 1,000 rated rounds on the final 2 days, scoring 3 birdies on the final 4 holes, and secured the win by hitting the most pressure-packed putts late, which also set the record for the shortest amount of time from their first Elite Series event to winning one, only 122 days. In what already might be the best rookie season we have seen from either division in some time, probably since 2011, where Katrina Allen and Ricky Wysocki jumped on the scene and took down the awards with very impressive years. But neither were able to take down an Elite Series event in that season like Emily just has done, as this win becomes even more historic and with the Hallmark storyline even more improbable. Emily only has 12 DGBT events on the season, all without a major manufacturer sponsor. Not only took the leap to join the tour at 18, but chose to extend her tour after her early success, making stops far beyond just the Texas swing like she initially intended, including this stop, which ended up being her first victory. Deserves far more attention and talk in the game, and I'm not sure if we'll see a sponsorship announcement this season, but talk certainly should have warmed up after this latest finish. Sure, others in the media will spend time pointing out Holland's hole 17, Owens uncharacteristically missing her putts on a disaster round, and foolish errant OB throws from Natalie Ryan, or the lack of the field competition. Yet this win is far more than making the least amount of the mistakes late, and listing it as such is a disservice to Emily's win. And if it was as simple as just making less mistakes, maybe sniffing the cash line wouldn't be so difficult. To round out the podium, another teenage talent in Eliezra Midling was able to tie for second with Ryan. Over in Europe, you had the Finnish National Disc Golf Championship, an event that Nicholas has won the 2 prior seasons, and 3 total times in the 6 years of playing the event, and heading into the final day with a lead looking like yet another victory. But after back-to-back bogeys early, would need to climb back, finally tying it back up on hole 13 with Teemu Talikainen. But 2 costly C1X misses, 1 on 18 for birdie from Antala, would end up pushing the event to a playoff, where Teemu looked the strongest, and with a forehand on the second hole of the playoff, that put him in position for a birdie and his first win of the season. In the FPO, Evelina Salonen was able to take down the event her second time in the last 3 years, taking the lead after a 4-under on day 2 and cruised from there. Now, let's get to some quick hitters already. Guys, it's ratings week and has every pro with an increase posting all over their socials. Some notable ones, Gannon Buhr hits the 1050 club and now has the highest rating in the game, proving ratings are a Fugazi. The Robinson brothers are somehow tied in ratings. Also, Gannon's still at it with his Lego builds, finishing a 10,001-piece Eiffel Tower. The saddest thing about this week, Eagle was so bad it made this hobby look cool. Not to be outdone with their own version of nerdom, Luke Sampson and Maria Oliva duel in the Magic of the Gathering. These octogenarians are only missing Mountain Dew bottles and neckbeards to complete the look. Drew Gibson had to fish his driver out of a pond, and that's a ball golf driver, and probably the wildest what in the Richard clip there is, while the Robinson brothers stuck to Topgolf. Brixton Golf showcases their one-of-one Macbeth Decades of Dominance card. The coveted card is part of their hobby box on pre-order sale now. Adam Hammis has already offered $2,500 to whoever pulls the card. Cash in hand, I'm selling that bitch. But I want to hear from you guys. Would you sell it or would you keep it? Make sure to comment below. While on Paul, he just celebrated a birthday, and can we take a moment to admit that I've never been more jealous of a 9-month-old in my life? This kid's trend-setting in Spain, traveling the world with a goat, hitting the top courses in the world, part of handing out trophies, and has more photo bombs with the top pros in the sport than Joey Tamale. Pros get some amusement park fun in. The Mon brothers and Braden Sides hit some coasters, while Gavin Rathbun and Luke Humphreys hit the water park with their ladies. Shout out to the Crockhold Open team, showing everybody how disc golf social media should be run. Their volunteer video is an absolute masterpiece and was too good for me not to shout out. Eric McCabe and Zach Melton hit Alaska, providing the only other scenic shots that can compare to Norway. Go check out Dylan Cease's limited edition Buzz. The proceeds go to help Cactus Rock. And guys, that wraps up this week in disc golf. If you have enjoyed and not subscribed, make sure to do so already. And make sure to like, comment, and share. And if you want more, just check out the previous episodes.